Here I'm making a copy of Sarah Garham's painting of a lollipop, a drumstick lollipop. So to do that copy, I'm going to use the grid method. So here I'm drawing a 4x4 square grid. I've drawn the exact same grid on my model picture that I've printed on there. My squares on here are 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. I would recommend you do slightly smaller. On here working in watercolour, it proved out to be just a tiny little bigger than I would have wished for. So once I've got that grid, I'm looking really carefully square by square and copying first the outline of the lollipop. Then I'm going to just go back in and draw the detail and the lettering on there. So I'm trying to be as accurate as I can and just keep checking that everything's lining up and falling up in the right places. So here I've realised my letters are a little bit too short, so I've rubbed them out and made them a little bit taller. So you need to keep on checking as you're going along and adjusting your drawing to make sure that everything falls in the right places. So keep comparing and measuring on there. So once I've got the lettering, I'm placing the rest of the wrapper and the packaging on here. So here I'm doing the outline of the stripes and the stripy bag outlines in the background quickly. Once I've got my outline, I will start painting here in watercolour. So I'm doing a base coat, just a plain layer, just filling in the colours on here. I'm not going too dark, so I can adjust that on here. So here notice I need to mix my reds because my red was a little bit too pink. Then the pink stripes of the bag in the background. Just blocking my colours out really quickly. I'm trying to be mindful of keeping the light areas light on here, as they will be difficult to change later on. So you can go darker, but it's really difficult to go lighter with watercolour. Once you've got this, when it's dry, I'm going to come back and start putting the shading over the top on here. So here I'm coming back with my brush, putting the detail of the outline, and then I'm going to just put the shading where the shadows fall on there. So you've got a little bit of shadow here on the writing, a little bit of shadow on some parts of the bags on there. I'm doing the writing that's slightly blurred on the wet background, so we've got that same blurred effect here on mine. So I'm just coming back and really being mindful of the areas that are dark and getting those areas as dark on my painting that they are on the original model. That should give me a really nice 3D effect and that sort of realism that Sarah Garham has on there. I might also go back on some areas and do a second layer of colour to make sure my colours are nice and bright and really popping out like on the original model on here. Once my watercolour painting is dry, I'm just coming on over the top and adding a little bit of detail with pencil to just really refine this and getting my drawing a little bit sharper on there and adding a little bit more detail to it.